Good afternoon, people. I know you prefer us out in the bar, but it's cold out there. We've got some background, better than my perfect draft background. I've poured it already. You'll know what this keg is, and I'll tell you what. That's how it came out of the machine. No word of a lie.
It's not the first pour.
It's not the first pour either. I forgot to put this. Turn this on. It's not the first pour, so a little bit worrying, if I'm honest with you. I don't know, for whatever reason. Now, to cut a long story short, I was on a live last Friday?
I think so.
Last Friday, and we did a left double live, and I said I was going to try the Ligera, the Corona Ligera, because it was a new one. It wasn't good, but I haven't had a drink, so I thought we'd give it a proper review, give it a full-on bashing, because 55 quid, 2 kegs with 2 glasses, it's not that much, but I think someone's waiting to...
Yeah, okay, so this comes in at what ABV?
3.2.
It's 3.2, I thought it was. Okay, so yeah, this is a very light lager style beer. The Corona Original is a very light-bodied lager style beer.
Oh yeah, but 4.5 isn't light. It's going down another level.
For me...
For you, yeah, there is that.
I'm kind of wondering... Yeah, I can see when a brewery has like a banging version that's quite, quite punchy, quite a bit of alcohol in it, that they might want to do a lighter version of that for summertime, daytimes, or just people who just want to drink a slightly lower ABV alcoholic drink. For me, with the Corona, this just seems pointless. You've got the original Corona, you've got the Corona Zero. What is the point in having this?
Got Corona Premium in the States at 5.5, if I do recall. Anyway, it's calmed down a bit. As I say, it wasn't the first pint, which I'm not entirely impressed with the way the Perfectdraft been pouring lately, are we?
For us, we've had a lot of issues with it being really foamy. You're getting really big foamy heads on these beers. And there's no particular reason for it. Not the first pour.
And you are paying.
They're at the correct temperature. Everything's exactly as it should be. So it's a little bit annoying, that.
And this beer, they could have at least put Corona Ligera.
You've just got those old glasses.
It's the same old ones
every time
that I got. We've got half a box of them, and I just took it because I don't know why I took, because it came on
like this thing is tickling my ear.
25%, 20% off the next day, or 10% off, whatever.
By the Christmas decoration. So yeah,
We've only got three. Well,
yeah, I know.
So we're going to go on
let's
that.
have a little smell of it,
and then go again with the lime. And although we'll do it in a separate video because it will go on too long, we will do it against the Corona Extra as well, as we did with Bottles Blind.
Yeah, this smells kind of bulk standard, which for this style is basically what I'd expect. A little bit malty, maybe a little bit of citrus in there. Yeah, you couldn't really tell one from the other with the aroma, and that's kind of how I'd expect it to
Head
be.
didn't last long, really, did it? It is still bubbling up a little bit, but it's really slowed down. The thing for me is, again, it's a Perfectdraft special. It's released at totally the wrong time of year, because I get that. Well, I don't get that all these people in England like lighter beers, because I've yet to meet anyone.
Yeah, I've yet to have an actual person, a real life human being, say to me, yes, I much prefer
I've never met anyone.
Lighter, lower alcohol beer that they're doing now. Not one person.
Do tell me in the comments, because
if you are one of them, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. I'm just going on general consensus.
So you're gonna...
Let's try it.
Without the lime, this is. It's wet, it's cold.
And there's a slight bit of carbonation.
Slight bit of carbonation, but it's not entirely bad. She'll gabble on about that it is. Well, I'm going to disagree now, because when you actually buy that keg, you know that you're buying a 3.2%. I knew it was a gamble for us, and it's only the thing with the background history with Corona and everything as to why I picked it up, and that we tried it on a bottle, but it's nowhere near as bad as I thought. It's not great, and it's not going to be something I'd buy again and again, but getting that, and I could take that a slightly colder than it isn't that bad, and that's without the lime. It's got your, it's light bodied obviously, but what did you think?
For me, this is very, very, very watery. There's, as Paul says, there's nothing horrible about it, and for me, the reason for that is because it doesn't taste of anything. It just doesn't taste of anything. This could be sparkling water that has a couple of tablespoons of a generic lager stuck in it. For me, that's what it tastes like. Yes, it isn't unpleasant. It's not undrinkable, but it doesn't really taste of anything. I don't get what the point is. There is so many styles of cheap beers. You could go out and probably buy cheap beers.
Yeah, for the price of it, and it does.
You know
That's
what I mean?
the problem. Just for pouring it through your machine.
Yeah, just for pouring it through your machine, I don't see the point. And I'm going to go back to my original point. What is the point of bringing this beer out on that machine?
I don't know, maybe that's why the perfect draft. As I say, we were told, as I kept trying to explain, when you were explaining too, we are told that it's a known fact that people in the UK want lower ABVs. And it's not just AB InBev that are doing it, it's Heineken, it's Beavertown, it's Tiny Rebel, it's all across the board. All this alcohol tax is all rubbish, because once you get to that point, there's not a lot in it in a way. But as I say, this, it's not great. But I'll tell you what, I could actually drink that, so I'm not as worried as what I was, because as I said, I drank it Friday, which was probably stupid after the left.
Yeah.
It wasn't my wisest decision.
To go in on this on a totally clean planet, not had beer for a number of days, yeah, I can go along with what Paul's saying there. There is nothing offensive to taste in here. I just find it pretty nothing at all.
Lime cut properly. Should have gone in earlier, obviously. And then just for old sake, just drop it in.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to be more limey than what it would have been, because I didn't put it in, did I? I went to try a sip and put it in.
A bit of lime, really.
Lime and water's their opinion. But there you go. You see, for me, if more people drank things like this, there'd be a lot less hassle. A lot less things said about you. A lot less things going on.
A lot less fun.
A lot less issues. Yeah, that's actually all right. That's on par with the normal Corona. I do get her point, and I do see both sides. But when I actually got this, I knew what I was buying. And it is delivering what it said.
For me, I could go and get a sparkling water out of the fridge, pop a bit of lime in it, and I feel I'll be having the same experience. And, you know, if I'm getting Tesco sparkling water... Oh, just turned my jar on. If I was getting Tesco's water, it's going to be a lot cheaper than what's just been poured into that glass.
I've got to totally disagree. You can taste the maltiness as well as the citrus that you do get from the Corona. You get a refreshing flavour from the Corona, which you do with Corona. I've drank Corona for, years and years and years, being the original right down to the zero. The zero is a bit harder. That, it goes along the lines with Bud Light. It's better than Camden lager, because I thought that was a joke. Just sticking a lime in that. I remember doing the original bottle when it was really sunny and everything, and my argument there was, if you've had a few beers and someone switched you on this, you wouldn't have a clue, and I don't think you would. It's not her thing, because it doesn't say over 5%. That's her prerogative. I get that as well, which is fair enough.
This isn't the point for me. It isn't the whole point of getting drunk. Yes, I do get drunk on stronger beers. Quite a small person. It happens. But for me,
You should be more on that then.
The whole point of having a beer is to have that punchy kind of taste, to get an experience, to get that flavour, to feel that body in that beer. For me, this is nothing more than a soft drink.
It's nothing like a soft drink at all. Sometimes people don't want to get mindlessly drunk.
I've actually had more flavour in a soft drink. No, people don't want to just go and get drunk. I can understand that. I think there is a place for lower ABV beers. I just don't see where the place for this one came in. It seemed a little bit pointless.
Well, in case you don't like Bud Light because of the controversy around it.
Corona Zero.
Well, there's a totally different thing. Corona Zero is nothing. Bud Light is 3%. This is 3%.
Yeah.
Totally different spectrum. Not even
for
close.
Me, you're not getting enough alcohol taste in there to actually warrant drinking any alcohol. I just don't think it's worth it. The flavour, the body, there is nothing being added to for that 3.8%.
3.2.
3.2. So, yeah, that's maybe why then. It's just so nothingy.
Yep,
it just doesn't seem worth it for me. Yeah, like I say, if you do want something lower, then there's nothing offensive about this. I just feel it just doesn't really taste of anything.
You can get the bottles in Tesco. We had the bottles before. We were fortunate to get them from Home Bargains or somewhere almost a year ago. That's the first video I shared. But I knew what I was doing when I got that. And yeah, it's not going to blow you away. And I knew that. But after the first experience of tasting it, I thought, oh my God, it don't even match up to Bud Light. When you stick the lime in with it, I'd probably say...
Yeah, I think Bud Light goes a little bit along more the sweeter line. You're getting a little bit of sweetness from that, which I can say that you're not getting from this.
For me, it's good. For me, it's a definite yes. I knew what I was to say. When I brought it, I knew what I was getting. It was disappointing with the glasses. As I say, they could have done their own glasses. That's a bit cheap. But it's a 3.2. It was always one for, as it gets a bit too much over Christmas. Like Christmas Day, for argument's sake. If I'm streaming all day, I've got another keg of that. Oh, I've got Bud Light as well. But it's the sort of one where I'm not going to be asleep. If Michelle wants to choose like them people to be asleep in 3 hours, that's not what I want to do.
It definitely does come down to personal choice. And I think it's great that there is a range of beers out there that suit everybody and everybody's palate. But if you're expecting something that really tastes like a lager, this isn't just a light-bodied lager style. This is actually an ultra light-bodied style. It's very, very light.
Smooth, easy drinking.
Very light on taste in the mouth. Yeah, maybe it does have a time and place. I'd love to hear what other people think.
It depends who views it. If a hardened drinker views it, well, then he's going to agree with you. But then the other side, they're going to agree with what I'm saying. As I say, it is what it is. Yeah,
it's lovely to hear other people's opinion.
We're always going to disagree on this one. I think, oh, God, me and that bloody thing. We're always going to disagree on this one because, as I say, when I said I was buying them, it was a new keg. I saw Michelle's face and I thought, oh, Jesus Christ. But there you go. I could go much further along the line with the good of this thing. I'm not going to. I'll save that for another day. It's getting a yes, and I'm going to score this. I rate my beer of. Oh, look at them looks. I've got to go on a 7.5 out of 10.
Wow.
It's delivering.
There's nothing offensive about this.
I'll be on it later.
It's a little bit pointless for the machine. The price probably comes in a lot more than what you could buy something from the supermarket. You know, maybe even got a little bit more flavour to it. So this is getting a no from me. I'm going to give it 3 to 4.
Ooh.
3, I think I'm going along with the 3.
It's her Christmas present gone. Hey, being better going to...
Yeah.
No, it's all opinion.
It's just an opinion.
It's a subjective opinion. As I say, we knew the way this one was going to go. That's why I said we'll do the other one separately, which we probably do in a minute, of the Battle of the Coronas, which I think will be quite interesting because I'll go on to that. You have to watch that one. Because
you're going to need to watch that one
because see how that otherwise I'll spoil the whole point of that one. But there is something that I have to add, but it depends on how they compare and so on. So it's a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe I'll get some SHIT for this. Who knows? Maybe. Bonjour.
Bye.